Maria works the phone at a Mexican restaurant in downtown Austin. She answers the same 10 questions every single shift. What are your hours? Do you have vegan options? Can I book a table for 6? Do you deliver to my zip? Is there parking nearby? She is paid $3,400 a month all in. She is brilliant at her job, and 80% of her job is Claude's job. This is the story of how I replaced one Maria and then 24 more with a 449 a month AI receptionist that never sleeps, never asks for a raise, and answers in 1.2 seconds at 3 in the morning. By the end of this video, you will know the exact tech stack, the 5-hour setup, the prompt that makes it sound human, the pitch script that closes restaurant owners in 90 seconds, and the capacity ceiling that breaks every AI agency at client 25, and how to ship past it. Let's go. Before anything else, you need to see the demo, because the demo is the entire sales pitch. I built one bot for a fictional restaurant called Casa del Sol. Mexican, downtown Austin, family owned. I trained it on a fictional menu, fictional hours, fictional reservation rules. It took me 40 minutes. Now I walk into a real restaurant, sit down across from the owner, and slide my phone across the table. I do not pitch. I do not talk. I just say, type any question. The owner types, do you have a kids menu? The bot answers in 1 second, warm, accurate, ends with a follow up question. The owner types, can I bring my dog? The bot says yes. The patio is dog friendly. We even have a water bowl by the back door. The owner types something tricky like, my friend is gluten free, what can she eat? The bot lists 3 dishes by name, flags one that contains hidden gluten in the marinade, and offers to send the full allergen menu by text. By the third question, the owner is leaning forward. By the fifth question, they are asking how much it costs. That is the entire sales motion. Hand them the phone. Stay silent. Let Casa del Sol close the deal. Now, the math that closes every conversation. A full time receptionist in most cities runs about $2,400 a month in base pay. Add payroll tax, workers' comp, paid time off, the occasional raise, and the all in cost lands closer to $3,400 a month. That is $41,000 a year for one seat. Roughly half of that seat is spent answering the same 10 questions on the phone. The chatbot answers those same questions for $449 a month. Same coverage 24/7. No sick days, no turnover. For the restaurant, the savings land somewhere between $1,500 and $3,000 a month, depending on how much of the receptionist's job the bot absorbs. For you, the operator, the math is even better. 25 restaurant clients at $449 each is $11,225 in recurring monthly revenue. Total tool cost across all 25 clients, about $680 a month. Net margin 94%. That is over $10,000 in your pocket every month from 25 customers you already drive past on the way home. Here is the rule that breaks most operators in the first week. Build 5 features done perfectly, not 20 done adequately. The bot answers 5 categories of question and nothing else. Hours and location. The full menu with prices and allergens. Reservation requests. Delivery and takeout details. And what makes the restaurant special? Things like a dog friendly patio, kids menu, gift cards, private events. That is it. When the bot encounters something outside the five, it does one thing and one thing only. It says, "Great question. Let me have our team confirm that. Please call us or send a message and we will get back to you." That is not a limitation. That is the feature. Every time a competitor's bot invents a menu item or quotes a price that does not exist, it damages the restaurant's reputation and the bot gets ripped out within a week. Your bot gets kept because it knows what it does not know. Five things perfectly with a clean escalation path. That is the entire product. Now, the stack: four tools, zero code, and the entire infrastructure runs on about $27 a month for your first client. The brain is the Claude API from Anthropic. You sign up at console.anthropic.com, drop in a credit card, and you are spending about $12 to $18 a month per client at typical restaurant volume. The interface is Voiceflow. That is a drag and drop chatbot builder that connects to Claude with one click. The free tier handles two projects, so you can ship your first client without paying anything. Past two clients, you upgrade to the $50 a month plan and run unlimited projects on it. The connector layer is Zapier. $20 a month gives you the integrations you need to push the bot into Instagram direct messages, Google business messages, and send reservation alerts to the owner by email or text. And billing runs on Stripe. Free to set up, 2.9% per transaction. Clients enter a card once and get auto charged every month. No invoicing, no chasing, no awkward conversations about late payments. That is the entire business. One credit card, four browser tabs, 94% margins. Now, the prompt that makes the bot sound human. This is the single highest leverage artifact in the entire business, and most operators get it wrong. The prompt has six sections, and the order matters. Section 1: You set the identity. You are the assistant for Casa del Sol, a Mexican restaurant in downtown Austin. That is the first line, and it grounds every answer. Section 2: You set the personality. Warm, knowledgeable, a little playful, like the most experienced server who has worked there for 8 years. Section 3 is the most important section and the one nobody writes. The critical rules: never invent menu items, never quote a price you are not given, never confirm a reservation, only collect the request and pass it to staff. When in doubt, escalate to the team. Always answer in the language the customer used. Always keep responses under 3 sentences unless the question genuinely needs more. Never reveal you are an AI unless directly asked. Section 4: The restaurant information. Hours, full menu with every price, allergen notes for every dish, reservation policy, delivery zones, parking, dog policy, kids menu, gift card link. Section 5: The escalation script, word for word. Section 6: 3 example conversations showing exactly what good looks like. Write this prompt well and the board sounds like a senior staff member. Skip the critical rules section and it will eventually hallucinate a vegan dish that does not exist and you will lose the client. Now, the actual setup: 5 hours per client every time. broken into 7 steps. Step 1. You send an intake form and the owner fills it out. 30 minutes of their time, 0 of yours. Step 2. You take the intake answers and write the Claude system prompt. About 45 minutes for your first client, 15 minutes by your 10th. Step 3. You build the voice flow conversation flow. 60 minutes the first time, 30 by the third client, because you are cloning your template. Step 4. You wire the Claude API into Voiceflow. One click, then 30 minutes of testing. Step 5. You connect Zapier to Instagram, direct messages, and to the owner's email for reservation alerts. 30 minutes. Step 6. You embed the chat widget on the restaurant website and run 20 test questions through it. 30 minutes. Step 7. You send the owner the live link, a one-page guide, and the first invoice. 15 minutes. Total 5 hours every time. By client number 10, the only step that takes real thinking is the system prompt. Everything else is muscle memory. Now the walk in pitch. 4 beats, 90 seconds, no slide deck. Beat 1 is the opener. You walk in between 2 and 4 pm, when the lunch rush is dead and the dinner prep has not started. You find the owner or manager and you say, "Hi, I build AI receptionists for restaurants. Can I show you something interesting in 90 seconds?" Almost nobody says no to that. Beat 2 is the demo. You pull out your phone, hand it to them, and say, "Type any question about a restaurant." You shut up. You do not explain. You let Casa del Sol answer their questions for 60 seconds while their face changes. Beat 3 is the close. You say, "This bot just handled 3 questions in 9 seconds." Your phone rings 40 to 60 times a day with the exact same questions. A receptionist costs you 3,400 a month. This costs 449 a month and works at 3 in the morning. First month is free. If it does not save your staff real time, you owe nothing. Beat 4 is the price reveal, and you only say it once. After the free month, it is 449 a month. Cancel anytime. Most owners cut their receptionist hours within 60 days. Then stop talking. Wait. 3 out of 10 say yes on the spot. Now, the secret that 99% of operators miss. After the boat goes live, the first 100 conversations are a goldmine. Most operators ignore them. Smart operators read every single one. Here is the ritual. Every Friday for the first 4 weeks, you log into Voiceflow. You export the week's transcripts as a CSV. You open Claude and you paste the entire file with one prompt. Read every conversation in this transcript. List every question the bot answered well. List every question where the bot escalated to staff. List every question where the customer seemed confused or rephrased the same question. Group the escalations into categories. What does this restaurant get asked that we did not anticipate in the initial setup? Claude returns a brilliant analysis in about 90 seconds. You see the real top 10 questions, which are almost never the generic 10 everyone thinks they are. Maybe this restaurant gets asked about happy hour pricing 20 times a week. Maybe it gets asked whether the salsa is too spicy for kids. Maybe customers keep trying to order pickup through chat and the bot does not handle it. You add the missing answers to the system prompt. Within 4 weeks, the bot handles 95% of conversations without escalation, up from 65% on day 1. That single ritual is the difference between a bot that gets cancelled in month 3 and one that runs for years. Now, the retention weapon. Every client gets a monthly report on the first business day of every month. And that report is the single biggest reason they never cancel. The report has 5 things: the headline number, which is the single most impressive metric from the month, total conversations handled, average response time, usually under 2 seconds, reservation requests captured, the 5 most common questions ranked by frequency, and the busiest hour of the week. You do not write this report by hand. You paste the month's stats into Claude with a prompt that says, write a monthly performance report for the owner of this restaurant. Lead with the most impressive number in the subject line. Keep it under 200 words. Sound like a proud partner sharing results. And end with one soft sentence about the renewal. Claude returns the email in 20 seconds. You spend 3 minutes per client per month. That is 90 minutes total at 25 clients. And it is the difference between 90% retention and 40% retention. Owners who see numbers stay. Owners who do not start questioning the bill. Send the report every month without fail. Now, the 5 objections you will hear every week and the answer to each one. Objection 1. We already have a website FAQ. The answer: a FAQ does not respond to Instagram messages at midnight. A FAQ does not recognize a typo. A FAQ cannot book a reservation. Your customers do not read FAQs. They want to ask. Objection 2. It is too expensive. The answer: $449 a month is about 13% of what a receptionist costs you. It is the lowest cost seat you will ever fill. And the first month is free. So the only thing you risk is the time it takes to test it. Objection 3. I need to think about it. The answer: totally fair. What specifically do you want to think about? 9 times out of 10, they have no real answer because the demo already addressed every concern. Then you say, the free month removes the thinking. Let me set it up today, and you can decide in 30 days. Objection 4. We already use some chatbot tool. The answer: show me. I will compare them side by side right now. You ask the existing bot a tricky question. It fails. You ask yours. It nails it. The owner switches. Objection 5. The owner is not in today. The answer: I will come back tomorrow at 3 p.m. What is the best way to reach them? Then you actually come back. Persistence on this single objection separates the operators who hit 25 clients from the ones who quit at 3. Now, the ceiling that breaks every solo operator at exactly client 25. 5 hours per client times 25 clients equals 125 hours of setup, plus monthly reports, plus transcript reviews, plus support tickets, plus billing issues. By client 25, you are working 60-hour weeks, and you have not pitched a new restaurant in 3 months. The business stalls. Here is the fix, and you should plan for it from day 1. At client 10, you hire a virtual assistant for $8 to $12 an hour, and you train them on steps 1, 3, 5, and 6. The intake, the Voiceflow build, the Zapier wiring, and the embed plus testing. You keep steps 2 and 4 for yourself. The system prompt and the API connection are the only parts that require real judgment. Your time per client drops from 5 hours to 1 hour. The VA costs you about $300 a month at 10 clients 600 at 25. Your margin stays above 80%. Now, your job becomes sales and quality control. You walk into restaurants in the morning. You review the VA's work in the afternoon. The business scales past the ceiling because you stop doing the work that does not require you. Now, the expansion. The system you just built for restaurants applies to every local service business with a phone that will not stop ringing. Hair salons pay $249 a month for a bot that handles bookings, pricing, and stylist availability. Dental clinics pay $549 because insurance questions are the bulk of their phone volume, and the math gets even better. Gyms pay $399 for class schedules and membership. Small hotels pay $649 because the average ticket is higher and the questions get repetitive fast. Auto repair shops pay $299 for quotes, booking, and wait times. Law offices pay $699 because intake questions are the lowest leverage work a lawyer does. Vet clinics pay $499 for after hours emergency triage. Med spas pay $699 because their phone rings constantly with treatment questions. The lesson: restaurants teach you the system, dental teaches you the upsell, law teaches you premium pricing. After your first 10 restaurant clients, the system is portable. Walk into any business with a busy front desk and you have a product. Now, the 7 mistakes that kill most operators in the first year. 1. Pitching by email or cold call. Walk in. The demo closes in person, never on a screen. 2. Building too many features before you have a paying client. Ship 5 things. Add nothing else until a paying client asks. 3. Skipping the monthly report. The report is retention, not reporting. 4. Letting clients compare you to a cheaper bot instead of a more expensive receptionist. Anchor every conversation to $3,400 a month. 5. Staying in restaurants too long. After 20 restaurants, walk into a dental clinic. 6. Charging hourly. The moment you charge by the hour, you become a consultant and your business stops compounding. Charge per month forever. 7. Not asking for referrals. Every happy client knows 3 more owners with the same problem. Ask after every monthly report. Now, real talk. If this video saved you a month of trial and error, hit subscribe. On Facebook, subscribe is the supporter button. That is the one that keeps the lights on. On YouTube, it is free, but it tells the algorithm to send you more. Subscribe early. Win early. Comment the word BOT below this video, and we will send you the full restaurant Chatbot Operator Playbook as a free PDF. The master prompt template, the intake form, the monthly report prompt, the objection tree, the 5-hour setup checklist, the VA hiring playbook, all free, all PDF. While you are at it, the 4 paid guides linked below cover the Claude code setup, the Codex coding agent, the Claude Cowork sales playbook, and the Claude certified architect prep kit. Every busy front desk in your city is a $449 a month subscription waiting to happen. Walk into one this week. Catch you in the next one.